Welcome to Riviera Maya Homes' second podcast. I am Stefan Schmidt, and with me, as always, the beautiful
Reina Lopez y Cupertino.
Our Cupertino this time first. He's still shy, we're working on it. Today we're going to talk about why investing in Mexico. We have so many podcasts planned out to give you so much educational information. Today will be why being a part of Mexico. So Mexico has a lot of people moving around from the north to the south, people coming from Europe over here, from the United States, from Canada. Everybody wants to be coming down here to Mexico. It has several reasons. Like, special example is you're from the north. Why did you move down here?
Yeah, I moved here because I wanted to start a new life, and here there's more work opportunities. And also I wanted to raise my kids here because it's better the quality of life. That's why I moved to the Caribbean.
The Caribbean, that's true. So many people come down here for the sun, the beaches, but we don't only have beaches, we have so much more here to show. We have culture, we have over, how many sites do we have archaeological?
22.
22 sites you can visit, and you actually can go and be a part of the culture, how Mexico and this region started. So it's not only going down to lay down on the beach or be in an all-inclusive resort. So there's so much nature here, untouched nature, and we're keeping it that way. That's a big part of it. So in the same time, when you have all this historic and protecting the ecological impact here in this region, you have a growth of investment. The investment, of course, is we have condominiums coming up, but like when we're going to go further in, there's a lot of condominiums building up, and there's laws like in Tulum where you build a condominium, but you make sure that you have at least the same impact of green or even more. So you're not trying to destroy the nature, so you try to keep it up or rebuild it. That's a big part here in this region. I always see this. When you drive the highways, you have big parks. They are planting new trees. So we're really protecting the area and investing in the growth, but without destroying it. And that's very rare in this region. But talking more about the investment point, why would you say people love to invest in it? What is the biggest thing of Quintana Roo?
Well, for my opinion, what I see with my clients, they want to move here, they want to invest here. One of the opportunities, because they invest in a project and they can see how their money grow. One is one of the reasons, and the other reason is, of course, the life here, the Caribbean, and all the developers here, all the magnum projects that we are having in Quintana Roo.
Exactly. Now everybody's asking, but why so many people are building or doing exactly what you're saying? Tourism. The key word is tourism. We have so much tourism here. It's incredible. And the growth of the tourism is so strong. We had, before the pandemic, about 19 million passengers arriving at Cancun airport. After the pandemic, like 2023, we ended up with how many?
33 million.
33 million. So that means after the pandemic, like 2-3 years later, we are doubling almost the number. And it's keeps going. In my personal experience, I went for a little trip back to Europe, came back over here, and it was things built. I was less than 5 months where I said, it's impossible. How can I build so fast? And the thing is also building with protecting. Always keep that in mind. That's a big thing. Then the tourism is growing. We had the numbers, what I have here, let me see, 33 million passengers, of course. Passengers means you have people coming down from the north visiting families, you have people coming down for business, conventions and everything. Just regular tourists, we're looking at just tourists, 21 million. So 21 million gives you an idea. We have a lot of hotels, huge resorts, great resorts with everything you need. But even all the resorts together don't add up on numbers to give each person a room. That means we have 21 million coming in a year, and even if we would do it bi-weekly, we calculated it out, we wouldn't have enough rooms. So where do the people stay? In vacation rental, Airbnbs. That's what is. People think like, I don't want to be only in a resort. I want to be outside, eating in the restaurants, get to know the cultures. You hear always like the news about Mexico that it's dangerous and the security, like everywhere in the world. But when I go out Playa del Carmen or in Tulum, I see the people walking on the street, eating in the restaurants, walking back home from the clubs at 3 a.m. So I don't think they really feel unsafe here. Do you have that feeling?
No, it's not. But and you say something very important. Something happened after pandemic. After the pandemic, the market is different because they don't want to stay in resorts. People don't want to stay in big hotels. They prefer to stay in Airbnb or hotels boutiques, which is more exclusive or more small, less people. They want, like, after the pandemic, we saw that people want to stay more in Airbnbs with the family instead the huge hotels.
That's true. Changes has been in general. Today, people want to feel a little bit exclusive, want to be exclusive. Yeah. In a great resort, you have everything what you need, but you feel you're missing a little bit the exclusive and, to have the time for yourself. If you have a vacation rental, you're most likely to get a vacation rental with an ocean view, with a nice rooftop pool, where you can chill in the sun and be with your family, like you said, on your own. All these things are actually coming in consideration when people are building projects. If you look at the projects, and when you contact us and we're going to show you some projects where you're going to invest, we're going to point this always out. You have everything you need in these projects, which comes from a gymnasium, a sunroof, pool, co-working.
That is very important right now because there is a lot of digital nomads in the market here. Is one, the tourism, normal, in family. But the other one is the digital nomads that is a huge amount of people that are coming down here to stay for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So it's very important, that part.
Okay, so now we resumed all that. So you see actually there's a lot of investment happening from the construction and from the government and from the region and from Mexico itself. Now, what gives you a prediction for the next coming years? You can see on the things what we have already and what are supposed to come up. Just to name a few. We opened recently Tulum's International Airport in December, which is an international airport in Tulum, close to Tulum, let's say like that, with prediction about 5 million passengers, just this airport extra. We have the biggest outdoor mall from Latin America, the Go outlet, which is huge. And this one just opened up also and still has a growth. You can ride go-karts, you have laser tag, shopping center, restaurants. Amazing, amazing. Also, since several years, we have Xcaret, which is the biggest park in Latin America, the biggest theme park, and has won
4 times the first place.
First place in the world as a theme park. We are thinking, or let's say we are hearing that even the Formula One is gonna come here. I mean, that's a huge impact. The Formula One coming down here, and you've been included in the Formula One. That's an impulsive gain for the state. It's not official yet, but the rumors are out there. So we're just spreading a little bit rumors for you guys too.
Yeah, they said it's gonna have hotels, resorts. They're gonna have convention centers, malls. Of course, it's gonna be very, very big project.
Right. Then another thing for all the golf players, we have so many golf courts. Is it something the most?
Quintana Roo has the state with the largest number of golf courses, including the PGA Tour.
The PGA Tour is coming here, exactly. Tulum, that's true. That's in Tulum.
Let's talk about these numbers and all the points that we have here. For example, we have the second Mesoamerican reef, the largest second reef in Cozumel. The first one is in Australia and the second one is in Cozumel, which is very important. And Cozumel has for the seventh time won the best cruiser port in the Central America.
Cruise ships, very important.
Actually, here I have one clients from California. They never been in Playa del Carmen. They just came from cruise ship to Cozumel, and they want to buy in Playa del Carmen. So they took the cruise ship, they came to Cozumel, and then they came here and they buy a project here, a condo. So it's very important, Cozumel.
Not even touched Playa del Carmen,
Yeah.
can you imagine? Cozumel has won a 7-time cruise ship, that's what you said. International airport, the second most important airport in Mexico, in the whole country. Our first one, I would guess, Mexico City.
Mexico City,
Right.
and Cancun has the number of 150 air routes in this airport.
Wow.
150 air routes.
So now that explains why 33 million people coming in to Cancun. Tulum is also ranked number 10 on the most beautiful beaches in the world, number 10. In tourism, we are on 5th place right now in the world. So and it's still growing. I think there was a switch this year. They're predicting we're gonna go on 4th place. With the growth of the tourism here, it's very understandable.
In the international edition of Reader's Choice Award in 2022, Quintana Roo stood out with the naming of Holbox as the best island in the North America, followed by Isla Mujeres in the 2nd position and Cozumel in the 5th position.
So that means we have from 5 islands in the world, 3 of them are in Mexico: Holbox, Isla Mujeres, and Cozumel. So you see, geographically and economically and tourismally, we are just growing. We are just getting the numbers on the top. It's always on the top. All these things are facts what show us that this potential here is really something what you have to consider to invest. When we go later on in another podcast more into numbers, where we show you what is your return investment, we're going to have one about return investment, then you're going to see it in numbers, and the numbers are always conservative, and even conservative, they are very impressive. So it depends on, every time there's certain factors, where you're gonna buy, what you're gonna buy, so that makes a change. But the conservative number already is very impressive in investing here. Like you saw, right now we have talked about a lot of in the tourism from the investment point. Another point which is very important, to some people, I have personally experienced that. The world is growing a lot in digital money. That means a lot is going digitalized, but a lot of people are very uncomfortable with it, are not used to it. Some people still want to stick with having cash flow and working with cash. And that's a point what in Mexico is not really gonna happen, even if it's planned and it's predicted, but it's impossible from the infrastructure that Mexico is gonna take away the cash money. So you will always be possible to pay things with cash and have both options. While when I'm going to Germany, it's very hard to pay cash now these days. Everything is really digital. And a lot of people, they're not comfortable with these changes. And these are actually factors why people say, I'll move down here, I have my money saved up, and I want to be able to get to my money and not have to be depending on the digital part. The other part is also important is tax. Tax is a big point. Give you an example. In Germany, we are around 48% of tax of your salary. Here in Mexico, it's 16%. 16%, that's very, very, very good. When you open a business, when you have a vacation rental or something, that makes the investment so interesting. Because if you have a vacation rental in Germany, after everything paid off, the government is going to take 48%. Here in Mexico, it's 16%. So definitely going to have more capital gain left over. We forgot about the train Maya. The train Maya helps a lot of circulation in the peninsula. It's going to get you more around. It means you not only be in this area, you'll be able to travel around in your vacation or in the short time you're here, the whole peninsula, and go almost up to Puebla, which is a beautiful city. So you're not only in the Caribbean, so you can move around very fast, very comfortable with the train. And the biggest factor, political-wise, we have to look on this. Always for investment, you have to look worldwide, not only for each country. That's a very important thing, but a lot of people make the mistakes politically looking just on the economy on one country, because the world functions in a global economy. So in the global economy, we are seeing Mexico really high on the rise. We are on 14th place in the economy. And we see it also here. Mexicans are getting so much money. The economy is growing. People are out spending money. When I go to Germany or if I go to the States, people are a little bit hesitating because now you have to a little bit watch your economy. It's a little bit slowing down. It's not so people are not spending the money. Here's the opposite because money is just going around. The growth is good. The president has done a good job in certain parts where he really moved Mexico a big step ahead. And compared with the United States and in Germany and everybody was a little bit struggling, that's Mexico taking the jump. The only one in South America who's right now on the same level is Brazil, economy-wise, but Brazil has a lot more export worldwide, but Mexico is right behind that. These points are very important. So you have to look globally on the investment, see the country at itself, see the growth in this country. So always put in a little bit, what is the tourism, what is the politically wise, what is the infrastructure, what is naturally wise, because we also want to be green. That's a real big important part. We want to grow, but we want to keep the nature alive. So you find for everybody something. You find something for people to say, you know what, I don't like it if the world is going to get destroyed with the green, the nature, the jungle and everything. We're keeping that here alive. That's a big, big plus. We're working with solar panels.
And we will talk about in another episode about the loud constructions that we have. For example, in Tulum, we will talk about that. So sometimes people are worried about the damage,
Right.
but the government take a lot of care about that. So we'll talk about the construction rules that we have in Tulum, for example.
So you see, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to show you. We try to make it a little bit informative, get you so much information and make it not only attractive, make you a little bit feel like, you know what, I invest my money right. I invested where I win, the world wins, and where actually everybody grows and everybody goes. So it's good. It's actually a good speech.
Exactly. And well, why invest in Riviera Maya is too easy because you can have the Caribbean, you can live here, you can rent your apartment, you can buy something condos cheap. And the other thing is that when you buy your condo, all the expenses or the bills are in pesos. So you charge your ticket or your price of your condo in dollars, but you pay your bills in pesos, so you save money.
Saving is all about.
Let's see.
Investing in Mexico can't go wrong. I personally can tell you this from my personal experience. I have been in a position where I thought, you know, maybe this is gonna stop somewhere, and I have to say to myself, I got really hard put down onto earth, and I'm now 1000% convinced after what I have seen that there is no way that this here in Quintana Roo is gonna stop. It's just gonna grow and it's gonna attract so many people. One thing I always wanna put people in their mind, take a little trip. You have it so easy from the United States or from Canada just to fly down for a week and get the feeling, get a touch of this and see it for yourself. That's very important. We always recommend come and have a look, see it for yourself, try out the different areas, not only Cancun, see Playa del Carmen, see Tulum, see the lifestyle of everything, and then decide. Then give your personal opinion about, am I right here or not?
Exactly. And you say something very important about the growth, because Cancun was built like 30 years ago, remember? They start with Cancun and all these resorts and all these hotels, all the tourism and everything. And if you go right now to Cancun, it's something building, like it's still growing and growing. So 30 years ago is Cancun built, and now it's still building in Cancun. So it's gonna be the same to Playa del Carmen and Tulum, but I think it's gonna be more like planified.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, we're making big steps. If you're looking now at Bacala, Holbox, it's not gonna get too much overfilled. There's a lot of restriction, more planning, more infrastructure calculation. Well, like usually, you always learn and then try to implement it. And that's what we're doing. So if you have questions about why investing or have still doubts or say, you know what, I didn't understand this, I didn't understand that, but I'm really curious about it, always contact us. You can always contact us. You can send us a message. You can follow us. We're going to come out with more input for you guys in the next podcasts. They're going to be much closer coming up. But basically, if you have questions, always contact us. Like I said, we're not only here to sell you a condo or get you a real estate. We're trying to get you, first of all, information so you make the right decision. It's all about that. There's so much here on the market. There's so much you can do. There's so much you can invest. But every person is different, and everybody needs to have the same fair play to decide, you know what, I want it this way, I want it that way. And that's why we come in when we say, this is your information, take it, do the best for you, come to us, bring us all the information what you need. If you need help, we're always there.
Exactly.
So we're gonna end up for tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you for your time, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything.
TikTok, everything.
Whatever you want. Stay tuned for the next episodes, what we're gonna bring out. And always remember, Riviera Maya Homes, we get you here into a new life.